I'm Janet Bodner, editor of Kiplinger's Personal Finance magazine. Now, in the latest issue of our magazine, we deal with the age-old question of when should you retire. Now, that's a function of how much savings you've accumulated over your lifetime and also how much income you need to maintain your standard of living. Now, today I have with me Jane Bennett Clark, who directs our retirement coverage here at Kiplinger. And in this episode of Behind the Scenes with Kiplinger, which is brought to you by Ally Bank, we're going to continue our discussion. Jane, you say in your story that only about 1/3 of middle-income families have a written retirement plan. Now, first of all, what is a written retirement plan, and what kinds of information would you include?
Well, you don't have to get fancy with the format. A simple worksheet will do. But what you want to do is decide, first of all, how much you can set aside for retirement each month, what your expenses and your income will be in retirement, and how much you need to save to cover your costs.
How can you possibly know how much you're going to have to save to cover those costs?
Well, there are formulas and rules of thumb that help. One suggests that you save 25 times the amount that you expect to withdraw in the first year of your retirement. So say you plan to withdraw $40,000 that year to supplement your Social Security and pension. That means you would have to start with $1 million, which is 25 times that $40,000.
Now, besides your saving, what are some of the other factors that determine whether you are on track for retirement?
Well, you need to consider the sources of income you'll have in retirement, the rate at which you will withdraw money from your savings account. You'll need to think about your costs, including health costs and housing costs, for instance. And you also need to think about your tax situation.
Now, speaking of retirement, there are certain advantages to delaying Social Security benefits until after regular retirement age, right?
Right. You know, you can take Social Security at 62, but if you do that, you'll get 25% less in your benefit than if you waited until 66, which is the retirement age, full retirement age for many people right now. Whereas for every year you delay after that full retirement age, you get an 8% boost in your benefit until age 70.
Now, life is likely to send you a lot of setbacks, financial setbacks, over the course of your lifetime. How can you recover from those setbacks and still stay on track for retirement?
Your best bet is to start saving 10% to 15% of your salary, including any employer contribution, at the beginning of your career. If you start early and save regularly, you'll create a cushion that will protect you when you hit the inevitable bump, which could be college costs or maybe a job loss. And then after you get through that phase, you can bump up your savings contribution just to catch up and get yourself back on track.
Thank you very much, Jane.
Thank you.